Hey guys, Annika here, back with another bathroom video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Per usual, we're here to talk about all the fun topics that are happening in America or around the world. Before we get started, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. We're 11 days in. I'm recording this on January 10th, but I'm not going to drop it until tomorrow. So we 11 days into the new year. How are you guys doing? How have you been? I've been okay. So I tried shooting my shot and I'm not going to say it failed, but like, I don't know, he didn't respond. So I don't know. We're gonna try again. We're gonna keep going. But I hope everyone's having a blessed new year, and I hope everything is going well for you. If you have any resolutions, any goals, stay with that. Keep going. I'm here for you, support you, enjoy your life. Let's jump into these current topics. Oh my God, I'm sorry. My boobs look so weird right now. But like, let's jump into the current topics so you guys know what we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be talking about Capitol Hill, right? Yeah, Capitol Hill. Almost said Capitol Girl. Oh my God. So yes, if you guys don't know, breaking news: on Wednesday, January 6th, Capitol Hill was sieged by white supremacist terrorists. They made their way into the Capitol Hill building. They decided to do this because they wanted to like stop the electoral count, the votes and everything, which basically, long story short, they upset that Biden won the presidency. They believe that this presidency has been tampered with. So they try to do what they had to do to like stop the electoral college from counting. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I kind of went back and forth about whether or not I wanted to talk about this, because personally I just find the whole thing to be like, this is not my fight. Like, I'd rather hear commentary from like other like white people talking about white people, because I don't really want to talk about it. But it's something that's happened in current events, and I do think, as someone who, I've gone to protests, I've been tear gassed, I've experienced a lot, especially if you were in Philly in May with all that stuff that was going on, the loots and the riots, quote unquote. I felt compelled to talk about it, but I'm not too surprised. If you've been following President Trump's entire campaign, I'm talking before he even got to the White House, people have been predicting that something like this would happen, and it actually happened. I kind of want to know you guys' thoughts on, like, is there a lesson to be learned here? Before I go any further, you guys know I'm not a Trump sympathizer at all, but I do think the one takeaway that I got from all this is that, honestly, in sheer numbers, anything is possible. But these people were terrorists. They found 11 Molotov cocktails on one of the terrorists that was there. They found those little like faux handcuffs. 5 people died, four of which were a part of the protest, and one of them was a police officer that died. I think the article said he got hit in the head with a fire extinguisher. The whole thing was a mess. The whole thing's a mess. They're talking impeachment. For you guys who don't know, Biden takes office on January 20th. So that's in like, what, 10 days come tomorrow. So yeah, personally, I'm a little scared for Joe and Kamala. I'm kind of like, after what I saw, or what everyone saw, I kind of feel like y'all shouldn't do an inauguration, because this is very much giving me like assassination vibes. And I'm not pushing death on anybody. I'm not wishing death on anybody. But if his supporters did that, and don't get me wrong, I believe there was some foul play. I believe people were let into that building, because if you've ever been to DC, like most of us have been, like on school trips or to the Smithsonian's, DC has snipers on their federal building. So it ain't nothing to like, red dot and just, like, it's nothing. You can do that. Like, that's something that can very much happen to you if you get too close to those federal buildings. It's happened before to a black woman. I think this was a couple of years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was having like a postpartum episode, and like she drove her car through like the gates to the White House, and they shot her ass. They shot her. They didn't care if she was having a postpartum depression episode. They shot her. So, like many other Americans, I'm kind of surprised on why we didn't shoot these people. like I said, like I'm pro-violence. I'm not going to hold you. I'm one of those people that I do think violence has to happen with change, revolution. At the same time, it's very weird to watch something like this and to watch the cops be so ill-prepared. But that's why I'm saying This is an inside job. And then you're thinking like, well, Onika, Trump told him to come here. Of course it's an inside job. Yes, but I'm saying like it was an inside job. Like there was people in that building that knew they were coming that allowed that to happen. Because if you've been to a protest, the police always know when there's going to be a peaceful protest. Like protests don't just happen out of the blue. The police always know. That's why there's always a police presence at the protests. I'm someone who protests. And when it's a peaceful one, they usually do like the bike cops be out there. It's not too heavy with the police presence. But when we were marching and doing that stuff for George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Aubrey, they had a lot more police because they're reacting to the nation. The nation is protesting together, so they had heavy police presence. Even after everything that happened in Capitol Hill on Thursday, there was a protest in Philly, and the boys and the girls were out. Like the cops, your boys and girls in blue, they were out. Like on every corner downtown, there was like at least 30 deep at each corner because they're preparing for like the worst of the worst. They're not preparing for a peaceful protest. I say all this to say that like there's the police presence and response to peaceful protests are very different. I do think the cops were ill prepared. I do think that. But I don't think this is all their fault. I literally think like there was someone in that Capitol building that knew this was happening. There were a lot of people who knew this was happening and they let it happen. My favorite part of the Capitol siege was I'm not sure if you guys saw, there's a video floating around of like one of the police officers who was in the building taking pictures with one of the terrorists. Like taking a selfie. And I'm just like, that would never, no. And I don't want to sound like a broken record. I feel like a lot of people have already said this. Like, of course, if those people were black, if they were POC, they would have been shot, they would have been sprayed, it wouldn't have gotten that far. And that's all very true, and I believe that. I'm not denying that at all. I'm more so shocked at like how the media is reacting to it. Like, how can something like this happen? This, and that. Because we've allowed it to happen. Like, that is white privilege. And I don't know. I'm not here to talk about white privilege. I'm not interested in telling white people about their privilege. If you want to learn about your privilege, go read a book. Go talk to one of your woke white friends and have them talk to you. But, like, I'm not interested in having that conversation. This is a blatant, like, display of white privilege. And you can say, like, you know, Trump led them on, this and that. And I agree. He knows his base. He knows his base is crazy. He knows his base would do anything for him. That's why I'm like, Kamala and Biden, y'all better say your asses home on January 20th. Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to put that into the universe, but like, I really do believe that like, they may be harmed. I do, and I don't want to see something like that. I really, really don't, at all. But how do you guys feel about it? Do you think like, this is the cops' fault? They should have had a better presence, this and that? How do y'all feel about, I saw like some type of, I don't know if it was a meme or an article, I don't know, but they were kind of attaching the whole say her name with the one girl, what was it, Ashley Babbitt, and she, I think, is an actual like army vet, and she did a couple of tours in Iraq, and she was there, and she ended up, you know, dying at the protest that she was a part of. Please do not attach say her names to white women. Just don't. I could say she was a hero. Like, now, if she was the woman, remember, was it like 3 years ago in Charlottesville, the white woman that was hit by the car when it was that big like clashing with, what was it? Was the Proud Boys here? Like the neo-Nazis, they were clashing with Black Lives Matter people, and somebody drove a car into the crowd, ended up killing that white woman. Say her name, but like Ashley Babbitt, no. Crickets. Ashley never been there. She never went. I kind of, what do I want to see from this? Do you guys think it's going to be impeached? The Senate, well, the Congress, the Congress, the politicians are talking about impeachment. Personally, the man was already impeached, so impeaching him again, I don't see it. Don't get me wrong. I think he should be removed from office before the 20th. I think it's the 25th Amendment, I want to say, the 25th Amendment, that you can push an incumbent out before their eviction date. But I don't see that happening. I think a lot of people are complacent in this. I just don't. I don't see it happening. And they don't want that to take away from like Biden and Kamala's, insertion into the White House, if they focus on this impeachment, then they'll be talking about it well into when Biden actually takes over, and they don't want that to overshadow like his homecoming, which I understand and I agree with. But at the same time, I'm just like, kick this man out. And I don't really care for him being like banned from social media. Maybe it's just me. I'm like, take this man out the White House. If he's been saying crazy shit on social media since day one, I don't care if he can't get on Twitter. Get him out the White House. Do that. Like, that to me is what's more important than like Twitter and Pinterest and all that. It's cute, don't get me wrong, but it's like, get him out the White House. That's what we want to see. Do you guys think that the terrorists will be charged? Because I don't. I don't think anything's gonna happen. Like, I'm just too cynical with like our government. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just too cynical with it. Hopefully there's some type of comeuppance on this. There's some type of consequences, but I don't think much is going to happen. I think America allowed this to happen. I think this was an inside job. This is a blatant display of white privilege. We already know that. And if we would have took our black asses down there, we would have been shot dead in the streets. We already know these things. So like, I don't know. And I kind of just, I feel like if y'all was going to do all that, y'all could have like had some real changes. That's what I mean with like, there is something to be learned from it. Yes, in sheer numbers, you can really get into these buildings. But it's just really hard to believe that on Wednesday, January 6th, that's the day where no one can do their job. They were saying that they had like a 4-hour delay with the National Guard. Like, they couldn't get anyone to like pardon their request to send the National Guard. Really? Because in May in Philly, the National Guard was down here in less than 24 hours. When we was getting sprayed on 52nd Street, on 52nd and Arch, 51st and Arch, when they was coming down the streets with the tanks, that was PPD. That wasn't National Guard. That was just police in their riot gear. And they was getting police from like the counties and stuff too. They was having them come down. That's why I'm just like, I'm not saying I don't want, I'm just a little butthurt because I'm like, I got gassed twice and it did not take 4 hours for it to happen. It happened immediately. So, yeah, it sucks to suck. This is a little weird. I hope everyone in DC, if you live in DC, I hope you're okay. But, honestly, I'm praying for Biden and Kamala because I'm really concerned about their safety. And I just, if I was them, I would do that inauguration virtually. You wouldn't see me in DC because they're crazy. These people are nuts. They're nuts, and they're not going to stop. Like, I don't think this is the last of it. I think this is going to keep going. Like I said, they had Mazel Tov cocktails ready, so they were ready to do damage. So this is not the last of it. This is not the end of it. Hopefully, Biden and Kamala have a safe entry into the White House. But if they they might as well do that over Zoom. Because it's I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. These white people are nuts. Let me know what you guys think about everything that happened on Capitol Hill. Are you staying up to date on it? Do you think Trump will be impeached? Is it worth an impeachment? Do you think he'll be removed before the 20th? Are they going to evoke the 25th Amendment? Do you think the protesters and terrorists will be charged for federal crimes? I don't know. What do you think is going to happen? Let me know in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this bathroom video, giving my thoughts and just kind of ranting about Capitol Hill. I'm not surprised, like many others, but hopefully there's some justice from this. I don't think there will be, but hopefully there's some justice from this, and hopefully people like Biden and Kamala just stay safe, because I don't know. I'm nervous for their safety. All right, let me know in the comments below. Peace. Oh, is this still on?